Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is kind of my new background, setting everything up still. Welcome, everybody. Say hello, give me a thumbs up. If you are not a subscriber to my YouTube, please go over and subscribe to my YouTube. Um, yeah, I lost my other glasses, so I had to go in and get new glasses today. So luckily, I only need reading glasses right now. So I have no idea what happened this morning or where they are. So, it's like one of those things. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, Candace. I was on Facebook Live earlier on my break and got cut off. So, I want to come on in and have a little convoy with you all. And just an FYI, this is going to be a little bit heavy for some people. And it might be, some things you guys may not want to hear, but I think we need to have, a conversation. So here we go. We have the moon in Scorpio right now. And of course, the sun is in Cancer. And as this moon is moving through, the moon is also, will oppose the north, the north node. It's going to go over the south node, and also oppose Uranus there. Now it does this all the time, like it does this all the time, but it's been opposing Uranus for some time now. For the last several years. But the thing is that with Uranus going from 17 to 18 degrees, it's getting a little bit crazier. Venus is coming up to a square to Neptune. And this energy that's happening right now is extreme awakening for us to get prepared. Get prepared. There's going to be a lot unfolding over the next week, another week of a lot of energy coming in, and we are going to be feeling that heaviness in the world around us. Now I've been wanting to keep up and be positive and loving and everything, and yes, I do want the loving, but my Scorpio side is coming through where it's like, okay, this is the download. This is a 411 that's happening. So we've had, and I'm going to talk a little bit of news that's been happening out in the world right now, and I'm going to talk a little bit of how that is related to the astrology and how things are unfolding. Now, it's going to sound heavy, and it might sound like doom and gloom to a lot of people, and they might get like really pissed off at me again. Just saying. But I feel like things have to be talked about right now, and it's just bubbling up inside of me, and there's so much information. So first of all, we've had where Russia and China has been circling around Japan. So we have that. That's been happening in the past week or so. We've also had Boris Johnson step down. And we've also, had the assassination of the Prime Minister of Japan. So these are some real big highlights that are coming in, right? Rogers is getting hacked. Banks and debits across the country are down. That's the other thing. And I think, is it just Rogers that has been hacked? I'm not sure if someone else got hacked as well. So the thing is like there's a lot happening right now, and this is preparation. This is preparation. Now, it's no coincidence that Russia and China have, went around the island of Japan. Japan's an island. And then you had an assassination of the prime minister at a political rally. So there's a lot of coincidences that you can say, but that is very much a triggering of energies there. We also have where there's been some weird environment going on where, in South Dakota. So you can go and Google green weather or green storm, and you'll see the sky was it just looked very alien like with that. So we've been having a lot of interesting energies that are transferring. And, even with this particle accelerator coming online. And this is, I feel, for many, is going to heighten your empathic energies. Like, you're going to be feeling a lot more and a lot more intensity with people. So some things to look out for are your sleep patterns, your anger, especially with Mars and Taurus, looking at how you are relating to a lot of the things that are going on in your life, and how you are handling them is going to be an important factor with everything unfolding. The other thing that I found very interesting, especially with Pluto, because Pluto, with the Declaration of Independence, was written on when Pluto is retrograde. And so Pluto's going to be going back and forth over this point until 2024. And this point is really, when they wrote the Declaration of Independence, was a declaration of war. They were British citizens acting out against the king and saying no. So it was an act of treason, and forming this act of treason. Now, the funny thing, is that when they had to let the king know this is what was happening, I mean, one thing is that there was no email, there was no fax, you couldn't text them, you couldn't phone call them. You had to send it out by ship to get to England, and that takes around 10 weeks. So it's kind of interesting how Boris Johnson will be resigning within the next 10 weeks. And that is just setting another domino into the effects of what is unfolding. And, people have, I've told people before that we are in war, but we are going to be feeling it immensely within the next 10 weeks. And many around us are very much in illusion of it and not wanting to believe it, or they don't want to watch the news. You don't have to watch the news to know what the fuck's going on. Like, the thing is that gas prices, food prices, lack of things on the shelf, if you are unaware of this, if you're not paying attention, and you still have your head up your ass, or people with their head up their ass, this is going to, within the next 10 weeks, is going to be really shattering. There are other things that, and of course they're trying to still push the environmental concerns and solar power and wind power and stuff. You're going to find that really going to the side as we are more is amping up towards the war. And this war coming more to a head within the next 10 weeks. And we are going to be feeling it a lot more when it comes to the unfolding of this. Now, with the banks being down, I mean, they're still down. I can't access my account or anything at this time for any of my banks, BMO or TD, or I know some people with CIBC and stuff like that could not access their accounts as well. And so this is also where government is really preparing for what is going to be unfolding, and the fear of people running the banks because, wanting to have money. And when people are starting to fear, then you're going to have people going to the banks and demanding money, and the bank doesn't have the money. So that's where you have to really start looking at when the bank opens up, start keeping $20 here, $30 here, so that you can accumulate some money on hand because this is going to be, I feel, an ongoing occurrence. This isn't something that's just a one shot off, okay? With what is unfolding. This isn't just one shot. This is going to be something that is going to be occurring quite often. And so we must get ourselves prepared for this. And I know that this is an uncomfortable subject, but it's something that I've been talking about for some time. So a few things, you're going to find, like, I feel like my internet's slowing down too. I'm on Shaw, so Roger Shaw, so at least it's still up right now. I feel like this is go time, and I've been saying that for a while, but this next week is the go time. This is the start, people. This is not a this is not a practice drill. This is a real thing, and we are going to be experiencing energies and feelings and overwhelmness that we have never experienced before. And we have to be able to ground ourselves. We have to be able to connect with family, with people, communities around us, so that we can, when the shizzy hits the fan, we can really connect with those that are important to us. And we're going to be finding this, because the intensity is just, it's just going to get worse over the next couple years. And we are now starting to feel that real squeeze on the toothpaste. And with the next 10 weeks and watching this thing with Boris Johnson is going to be extremely interesting. There are a few, I don't know everything to do with the candidates that are running in the United States. This is where there's a few that I feel, there's one that I feel is going to be a contender, and I think his last name is Willis, and that's just because he has Army experience, like he's got Navy experience in the whole bit. This one other one who's just showed up the last 5 years, I don't trust him. I think there's some dealings that he has. He's been fast tracked, into it. So just like, did I get it? There's a mosquito that keeps diving on me. So this is really for us to start to look at things more seriously. And you're going to see more craziness pop up on the news. I just at work, they have the one channel on, where people go get their Starbucks and stuff. And I just glanced at the TV and they're talking about COVID on the rise in Canada. And I'm just like, oh my God, can they stop with the propaganda? But it's also where our PM is wanting to promote that every 9 months people have to get a booster. So that's the other thing, is that, on the flip side, we're going to get where a push to get people to booster up and get the booster in order to do things. So that's the other part. So with everything coming in, gotta just let her know. So I'm trying to be in a place that's really in calmness, and but I can feel the angst of it all. I can feel the angst of it all with everything coming forward. And I really hope people are preparing. And part of that prep work means that you might need to add a little bit more to your prep with everything. I mean, I in what you need around you. So just saying, if you haven't gotten your generator, if you haven't gotten your food dryer, dehydrator, get it. If you're able, if you're on a farm, don't be procrastinating. If you can afford this right now, this is not a procrastination time. If you are wanting to get a dehydrator, get the dehydrator, because you're going to find that you may need it, in the next while. So, my daughter's texting me. She's in Minnesota, so so that's the thing. If you are needing razors are you can find like razors, cough medicine, all of that, and you're going to find some people aren't going to really believe you on what is unfolding until it's in their face. Right now people are saying, oh, well, oil, the barrel of oil is dropping, and this is where it's like, okay, it's dropping for a little bit, but it's going to get quite high, and there is going to be a pressure on people because there is going to be some form of lockdown that's going to come in. I'm going to say in August, September. Another type of lockdown that's going to come in, another type of control factor that is wanting to keep us under somewhat control, especially in the line where war is imminent, and where, especially if they find out that China and Russia is behind the assassination of the Prime Minister of Japan. So if they find out that's it, because the gun control in Japan is really strict. So that'll be interesting. And he had a very good rapport with not only with the United States, but also with Canada as well. So he's had quite a good rapport with the Western countries. The other thing, too, is that you're going to hear a lot more about Sri Lanka and the issues that are going on in Sri Lanka. I think they got less than a day left of gas and extreme food shortages right now. So trying to get aid to Sri Lanka at this time is another big one. And they're not going to be the only country that we're going to hear this from with shortages of food. Now, when we start seeing high prices like that, because they're saying 60% inflation by the end of the year with Sri Lanka, when we start seeing things like that happen, this is going to really have a lot to do with our supply of what we bring into our country. And that has a lot to do with where Pluto is and Pluto retrograding. And you're going to, it's not going to end at this end of this year. We're going to be in it for the next 2 years. And then it's a whole different ballgame when Pluto hits Aquarius. So this is where, the shizzy's hitting the fan, and preparation. And I know many of you have already prepped and stuff like that, but this is also starting to think outside of the box besides food with what you may need. And that is that's a fact. I hate to tell you guys that, but that's a fact. And I know my audience isn't very big, but the people who I do reach, I hope you guys really take to heart that this is a time that if you are money's going to be, banks are locked down right now, or the debit's down right now. Yeah, there might be your credit card and stuff like that might be working, but I would be very cautious on what you are charging on your credit card and in accumulating any excess debt at this time. If you can not, that's your best bet. That's your best bet. This is where, backup batteries, making sure you have your backup batteries, things like that. A small solar pack is really, would be very good to have at this time. It's just going to be very interesting in what the news is going to tell you. Mainstream news, the legacy, are going to be really pushing a narrative of COVID and things along that line. Now, there is a doctor who I really like, and he's on YouTube. And what I really like about him, oh, look at this. My husband's bringing me corn. Yum, yum. His name, I'm going to just go on to his YouTube.
Suggestions.
He was talking on YouTube, and I'm wondering if I can do this. Bring up a share for you guys. Wouldn't be able to play the whole thing, but he has and he's a legit doctor. He's been on throughout COVID. I mean, he did talk. He gave out a lot of information about the vaccine and information about the vaccine. He goes through different facts and different studies and the whole bit. He came out and was talking about non-COVID excess deaths. That's the other thing. Non-COVID excess deaths. Dr. John Campbell. And
welcome to today's talk, Wednesday, the 6th of July. We're looking at excess mortality. Now, basically, there's about 1,300 too many people per week dying in England and Wales at the moment, and we don't know why. It is not COVID related. People are dying much more than we would expect based on previous years' averages. And I'm going to be giving evidence that suggests that this is not just a UK phenomenon. This is an international phenomenon. But we've got good quality data.
If you want to look into it, I'm going to post it on my
That's what this is about. We'll be giving some reasons why.
Facebook. So if you guys wanted to see that, I'm going to post him up on my Facebook. Do that share. I'm going to do it right now. If it'll let me. And post them up on my Facebook now. So it's posted. There we go. It's up there. I shared the feed. I love this guy because he brings in both sides. Like he has brought in both sides. He is now, after a lot of the information that's come through, he does not promote the vaccine. After what he has seen, he's done a whole thing on monkeypox and the homosexual spread of it. He's talked about that and brought in evidence about this. Now, with the other thing about the Japanese prime minister, with his death, that's going to shatter. That's going to bring in a lot of a lot more of a reckoning and stuff that that is coming down as well. So this is where more banks are stepping up for recession warnings. So you're going to find that banks are going to be doing things on stepping up for a recession. So that means, maybe stricter on how much money you're allowed to take out. Restrictions on loans and things like that are going to be coming forth as well. So we're going to be seeing that as well. So, hey, baby, we're heading into some real wild times. Now, in saying that, this is also where if you are wanting to book a reading, my readings are on sale until the end of July. So we have my readings on for $100, $99. So if you are wanting to book in a reading, definitely. I'm really wanting to build back my business and really promote and doing readings. Now, if you're in the Calgary area, I don't have room in my house. Like I will do a little walkabout with my phone and show you. I don't have room to set up for people to come in and out of my home, and I don't have an office at this time to do one-on-ones. But if I'm off and you want to meet in a coffee shop or something, definitely, or if you want to meet in a park, weather permitting, I will definitely meet you in a park and we can go do a reading there if you're in the Calgary area. So, if that's what you would like to do, I can do that. I can't do tea leaf readings at this time. So I know a few people have asked about tea leaf readings. I can't do them. I'm not set up. Just an FYI, I'm just not set up anymore to do that at this time. So, but if you're wanting to get a tarot reading or an astrological reading, we can go to Riley Park. We can go, there's a lot of little parks where I'm at right now. And plus I can travel. So if you want to go meet in North Glenmore Park, we can do that as well. So I can come to you, and there might be a slight cost depending where it is, or because I want to make sure it's within, like I get there, it's an hour, not an hour and a half. I have a habit of going over, but that's okay. That's okay. Blessings be. So the other thing, if you're in the Calgary area, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, I was thinking of doing a little ghost walk. Now, if anybody's interested in it, please DM me. And I was thinking afterwards we could start at the Centennial Library, and then we can meander our way all the way down to 8th Avenue. It's a little bit of a walk, but I think if we end up in a pub, I think that would be a great time. And do, maybe in little readings for everybody. So if you're interested in doing that and you're in the Calgary area, I would love to just do a walkabout and pointing out the different energies in different places in Calgary. And there's a lot in the Centennial area. We could even, if we don't want to go to 8th Avenue, I don't know, I just feel pulled to 8th Avenue right now. But if you didn't want to do the 8th Avenue, we can do 17th. And because 17th Avenue isn't far from Centennial Park. So we could do that if you want. So, and it would be $25 a person, and everybody would get a little mini reading afterwards. So we could do that and do that. That would be Saturday evening. So that would be a lot of fun. So I think that's the 16th. So if you're interested in doing that, and that's the thing is like, let's have some fun with the craziness that's going on in the world. I can't change, these warmongers' minds, but we can work on what we need to do and have some fun with this all. So we got to focus on what's important in our lives and who is important in our lives and where we want to put our energy within our lives. So that's going to be extremely important right now. And especially with that moon in Scorpio, man. I mean, it's probably because it's hitting all my shit. it's like bum, 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 and it's just like internalizes within me. And I could just, Uranus is just off of my sun is at 15 degrees, so it's just off of my sun. My sun is at 11 degrees, so it's just off of my Neptune. So a Neptune opposition with Uranus, holy shit, that's just bringing in more crazy into my life, and that's all I need is just having more crazy into my life, and with the moon opposite it right now. And that's the other thing. Take a look at your chart. See what's transiting, and and what house is it transiting. So take a real deep look into that. And this is where, when you do, you can probably get an idea, this is transiting my home and family house. Okay, this is why there's a little bit of chaos going on in this right now. This is transiting my, when it comes to my inner child, my play, because this is all, for me, it's my 5th house that it's transiting. So, which is my, Scorpio is in my Leo house, and Leo is all about being out there, being spoken, the heart energy, part of the heart energy. But this is where it's okay. What else is it transiting? So it's, sort of opposite my 10th house. So I'm looking at my, around my 10th, 11th house that it's going through as well. So take a look at what's transiting in your chart. And if you don't know, book an appointment. Let's get you in, and we'll take a look at your chart and discuss some of the energies that are going through, and what are the energies coming up for you, because the planets are moving. So what does this all mean for you? With Capricorn, where's Capricorn in your house? And what is that shaking up? So what is Pluto shaking up for you at this time, and what do you need to look at? Same with Taurus. Taurus is your money house. It has value. It has things to do with Venus. Venus loves to have her shit. So what is it that you are really wanting, right? And what do you need to do? Because Uranus is there, so it's got to be something different. You got to do it in a different way. You can't do it in a normal way. So take a look at these things. Take a look at what the energies are and what needs to be what is being activated in your chart, and then take a moment and see how is that playing out in your life right now, and how can you step into the energies to make it work for you and go with it. So just a little tidbit there. So sending you guys out so much love. There's a lot happening right now, so you got to keep yourself grounded, keep yourself focused. It is very overwhelming, and I know this is going to hit a lot of stressors in people's lives. So do what you need to do to help yourself, help you with the stress. And if you're needing an appointment, that's part of what I do. So sending you all out so much love today. So may the Lord and Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say and all that you be and all that you do. Blessed be everybody. Onward and upwards, and stay strong. Bye-bye.